And now let's do preview for the week of October 31st to November 4th, which is the week before the US elections, begins on Halloween. First of all, a technical thing, we have a time shift here in Europe over the weekend. On October 30th, on Sunday, the clocks will move. And in the US, this doesn't happen just yet. That means that the hours will be tighter. That means US and European events will become closer for around 2 weeks. And we have a bigger overlap between the US and European session. We have 5 hours of overlapping instead of 4. Okay? On Monday, it's Halloween in the United States, but for a working day, that's just an anecdote. We also have European inflation numbers. As I said, they are becoming more important now. Favorite inflation measure, the core PCE price index. I don't think it will change the picture, at least not for the Fed decision coming on later that week. Very busy week. On Tuesday, it's November 1st, All Saints Day. We have Chinese PMIs. They have become a bit less important than in the past, but still worth mentioning. We have the Australian rate decision. After the relatively strong CPI, chances for rate hike are very low, but the wording of the statement always makes a difference. We also have a rate decision in Japan, so it's already 2 rate decisions to start the week. No changes expected in Japan. I believe they will move after the US elections. So watch out for changes, but they made a big move in September, announcing that they will look to target long-term interest rates, and that's why no change is expected now. Maybe in December, after the elections, maybe not. Canadian GDP published once a month. Of course, for the sensitive Canadian dollar, sensitive to anything these days, that's important. And on Tuesday, we also have the first hint towards the NFP. This time we have the full build-up for the non-farm payrolls. So we have the ISM manufacturing PMI. And for those trading the Kiwi, we have employment on Tuesday. So a very strong start to the month. On Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm payrolls. Always moves markets. This measure of private sector employment, a warm-up also to the NFP. And we have the Fed, but this should be the least important Fed decision of the year. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating. Why isn't it important? No forecasts, no press conference, but we do have probably a hint towards the December decision. Remember, the Fed did give us clear hints also in the September decision that the door is wide open for December move. And this is their opportunity to change the wording from in the next meetings we'll make a decision, or to the next meeting, from plural to singular, and that could make a significant difference for markets. Currently, markets do price in rate hike in December. So I think the Fed will take the opportunity to cement it. Again, they can always change their mind. More data comes in, they have more speeches, they can always do that. But they will continue, I believe they will continue their preparation, but it will probably not be a surprise. If they retreat from that, if they don't give us a smoking gun, then it could hurt the US dollar. Okay, let's continue. Fed decision, of course, on Wednesday. And we have another big decision on Thursday, probably even more important, coming from the Bank of England. This time, the Bank of England it's an important decision for the Bank of England because it'll also release its quarterly inflation report, which is once per quarter. According to the previous this big decision in August, the Bank of England, Mark Carney, told us that they'll probably cut rates again. They didn't say that explicitly, but they gave us very thick hints, maybe from 0.25 to 0.10. Let's see. But in recent months, the pound has plunged and inflation consequently has risen. And Mark Carney recently said that they're not indifferent. Okay, not indifferent to the weakness of the pound. So if inflation is rising, why not just keep the powder dry, keep the ammunition for worse days? So that could be a very, very interesting event for the pound. So already 4 rate decisions by Thursday. Also on Thursday, the ISM non-manufacturing PMI, the services sector report for the United States, another big hint towards the non-farm payrolls. And of course, on Friday, Non-farm payrolls, very important politically, important for the Fed for the rate decision in December, but important politically also because it's the last jobs report before the December decision. Before the elections, which occur only 4 days afterwards. Again, already 10 million Americans, according to data I've read yesterday, have already voted, but most Americans do vote on election day. Trump said that the last report was a disaster. That's a complete lie. Maybe it was weaker than previous ones, but it still showed a solid job growth of 151,000, and wages continue rising 2.6. But if we have a disappointment now, even if it's not a disaster, if it's just a blip like we've seen in May, again, this could serve as ammunition for Trump, making things a bit more uncertain. If we have 200,000 or more, it basically doesn't change the picture. He continues supporting Clinton, but not telling us something we didn't know. A terrible report under 100,000 will make things very uncertain. Okay, so lots of huge events. It's hard to exaggerate. 4 rate decisions, including the big ones from the Fed and the DOE, non-farm payrolls with the full build-up. Everything has political implications as well. Okay, I'm already hyped. I hope you are as well. Anyway, that's the preview for the week of October 31st, Halloween, to November 4th.